All right, guys, welcome to this video. This is going to be an updated version of the 10 communication skills that you were never taught. I think that's how I named the podcast episode back in like 2019 when I made it. And I just want to talk about how you can actually create this persona, this new identity, this new character 2.0 that has these social skills, okay? So in the description, I'm going to point out like what the social skills and the traits really are that a person who is confident in themselves, like is this person that you want to be, would tend to have. I'm going to list those out, but there's a big difference between what the communication skills are and then how you can actually be that person, how you can actually have those things, okay? Big difference, okay? Because if I tell you that, yeah, you need to be more carefree, you need to be more, collaborative in conversations. You need to be able to be having fun. You need to be able to be non-defensive. You need to be vulnerable. It's like, yeah, that would be great, but how, right? Like that's what you're really after. So I'm going to point out in the description of this video, wherever it might be posted on, the actual 10, but I want to explain how you can develop these traits. So let's list out some of them. I mentioned it already. I think I mentioned in the podcast, there's things like body language. There's things like vocal tonality, right? Most of the time when you're speaking to people that you might think are better than you, that you think might judge you, that you want to seek their validation from, you go in like that seeking rapport tone where it's like, hey, how are you today? Hey, how are you doing? Instead of, yo, how are you doing? Right? So little minute details like that actually do make a major impact on how people might view you. But the thing is, the fastest route to creating this new identity of yourself and developing these communication skills is not going into a conversation and just completely overthinking everything and being like, okay, Parker says I need to have a better voice. I need to practice my body language. I also have to make sure that I'm being fun. I also need to make sure that I'm being carefree. I need to be vulnerable as well, right? There's all these different traits. I need to be certain. I need to be XYZ, all the things that you're reading in the description right now. It's a mess. It's chaos. And it's okay to practice these things, but it needs to be coming from a different place. Okay, right now, you're putting yourself in a box. This is your self-image. This is your identity. It's your paradigm, so to speak, right? And inside this paradigm, you believe you are a socially anxious person. You believe that you cannot connect well with other people. You have all these various beliefs that you've learned from your past, that you've been conditioned to learn. However you may have learned them, doesn't matter. It's there, okay? You have this self-image about yourself. This self-image is influencing every aspect of your life. It's influencing every single social interaction that you ever have. When you have the negative beliefs like, oh, I'm going to be judged, people don't like me, I'm not interesting, then these things trickle down and they influence your conversations, your interactions, and it leads you to experience poor body language, vocal inflection, bad, dodgy eye contact, right? So instead of just trying to practice all of these things, which is better than doing nothing, what's better is to escape this paradigm and go to a new one. And this new paradigm is creating new beliefs about yourself. It's creating a new self-image, a new character 2.0, a brand new identity, an identity that truly believes, okay, truly to a core level, believes that you are good enough right now. That you are good enough just as you are right now. And I know right now you're probably thinking, well, Parker, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough at socializing right now. I'm not good enough with my communication skills, or else I'd have a better life, right? I'd be able to, have better relationships. I'd be able to have a better friend group. I'd have a better job maybe, right? All these different things. My communication is the reason. Your communication is not the reason. Your communication is just an effect of an underlying cause. And the underlying cause is the beliefs about yourself. Because if you truly believe that you were good enough right now, if you truly believed that here you are right now, you didn't have to do shit. You didn't have to do anything. Just you being you right now watching this video is good at connecting with people, has amazing social skills. If you just believed that, then I promise you, when you enter into social environments, you're going to have a much more quiet and carefree mind. Instead of all this overthinking, instead of all this chaos going on, you'd feel presence. You'd be able to be authentic. You'd be able to be vulnerable. You wouldn't be attached to specific outcomes. You wouldn't be seeking validation from other people. You wouldn't be needy. You'd be so strong in the beliefs that you have about yourself and the identity that you have about yourself that those things don't even matter. You don't even think about those things. And like I say all the time, the world accepts the judgment that you place on yourself. So that whatever judgments you have about yourself, whatever beliefs, assumptions, perceptions you have, these things are broadcasted to other people. Do you see what I'm saying? So instead of trying to take all this time to work on these social skills, break the paradigm, break that cycle. Let's create something new. New beliefs about yourself. Start paying attention to how you treat yourself. Start paying attention to what it is that you believe about yourself. So one of the things that you can start asking is, why do I have bad social, why do I think I'm not good at communicating? Why am I not getting the results out of life that I want? Why am I not having awesome adventures and just authentic connections? Like, why is this not happening? Well, it's not happening because I feel like I'm going to be judged whenever I enter in a social situation. Why? Why do you feel like you're going to be judged whenever you enter into a social situation? Well, I feel like I'm going to be judged because, I'm not interesting. I'm boring. Well, why do you think you're boring? Why do you think you're not interesting? Really break that down. And you start digging deeper and deeper and deeper, and you start to realize that there's past experiences that influenced you to believe this about yourself. The funny thing is, and I mentioned this in a recent podcast episode, the funny thing is you're basing these beliefs and you're basing your self-image sometimes off of only like 1, 2, 3, 4 negative experiences. I could have that in a single day, right? I could have 1, 2, 3, 4 positive social experiences in a single day, and I could look at those and I could believe, yeah, that's who I am. But right now, it's just become so strong. You've developed such a habit of looking at these experiences subconsciously, by the way. It's not like you remember them on a daily basis, but subconsciously, they've just formed and structured so firmly that you believe that this is who you are. What if I told you you didn't even have social anxiety right now? You might get mad at me. That's so funny. Like, if I told you don't have social anxiety right now, you might actually be pissed off. You're like, no, I do. It's why my life's so, poorly. It's why my life's shit. It's why I can't do what I want to do. It's why I don't have this fulfilling life. But step out of it for a second. Just pretend. Just for a second. You don't have to really believe this, but just pretend for a second that right now you were confident, that there was nothing that you had to do. Nothing at all. If you were able to get into that state, that beingness, that presence, how do you think interacting with people would go? Like I said, you'd be able to be your authentic version. And your authenticity, it radiates. Other people can see that. Other people see that you're so secure in yourself that they're like, oh shit, I want to be around that. Okay, so the point of this beginning section is just essentially showing you and explaining that it's not about doing the work in terms of every single social environment that I go in, I need to practice and I need to have top of mind awareness where it's like body language, vocal tonality, XYZ, 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 right? It's more so letting go. When you let go, these characteristics, this personality can finally shine. You can express yourself, right? You don't want to be exactly like a certain person. You want to be you, and you want to feel comfortable being you. And when you're comfortable being you, other people can see that. Okay, whether they know it or not, subconsciously, they can see that. And the reason is because you're not seeking validation from other people. You don't need other people to tell you you're good enough, right? You already know you're good enough, and that shines. So some of these things that will shine once you create these beliefs about yourself and this new identity are things like you're certain in conversations. When people ask you a question like, oh, where do you want to go out to eat? Let's do Chick-fil-A. It's not this, and this is such a elementary example, but it's just easy. Being certain, being vulnerable. Being vulnerable is one of the biggest things that I think people overlook, and it gets a bad rap, I think, in today's current society. Oh, don't be vulnerable. If you're vulnerable, then people can take advantage of you. Okay, it's such a fear. It's such a fear-based mindset. Do you see that? Why do you care if people take advantage of you? Why? Why would you care if somebody took advantage of you? Because you're attached to something. You're attached to a certain outcome. All this attachment is making you sacrifice your authenticity. Okay, we sacrifice authenticity for attachment. We say that I want something to happen so bad. I want to make new friends. I want to do X, Y, Z. I want to have a better job. I want to be able to communicate better. I want to be confident. I want all these things to happen in this situation. And when you want all these things to happen, what usually ends up happening is you overthink. You get in your head. You get stifled. You start governing the things that you actually want to say. Like, do you ever notice that whenever you want to actually speak? And like the biggest question I get is, Parker, like, what if I run out of things to say when I'm talking to people? Like, what should I do? What should I actually say? It's not like you actually run out of things to say. You're just stifled. You're just governing what you have to say, what's in your mind, because you believe that you're going to get a bad reaction from people because you're so scared that people won't like you. Why are you so scared that people won't like you? Because you don't like yourself. That's it. That's really it. Human beings will always act and feel and perform in accordance with what they imagine to be true about themselves. That's how you create the best type of social skills and communication. It's becoming so within your own world, so strongly structured within your own world, with such a belief about yourself, that other people's opinions literally do not matter anymore. Like, people are always like, stop caring what people think about you. How do I stop caring about what people think about me? That's just the effect. You care so strongly about what people think about you because you don't like yourself. Right now, you don't like that you have social anxiety. Right now, you don't like that you have bad communication skills. What if you just broke out of that paradigm right now and said, yeah, I like myself. I like myself right now. I like the way that I communicate. Just give yourself permission right now. And I know it's like what I'm saying in this video is kind of high level and it might be hard to listen to. But just pretend for a second while you're watching this video. You can go back to your normal self in a little bit. While you're watching this video, I like being me. I like who I am. Yeah, I have anxiety. That's cool. It's fine. I like who I am right now. The reason that you have all these like even desires to be a good communicator and stuff is just from society and conditioning telling you that you should be this person, right? And the point that I'm trying to make right here is nobody even knows what they really want. The reason you even want better social skills is because you think that's what other people want from you. You think other people want this confident, maybe, at least for the people I work with who are men in like my coaching programs, like this macho man, this confidence and shit like that. And everybody's just trying to go after what they think other people want. And it's a cycle. Oh, I want what other people want. But what do other people want? Oh, they want what other people want. What other people want, what other people want. When you can just be your authentic self, just be vulnerable enough to be your authentic self. The things like, picture this. Picture right now you have a goal. This is going to be a fun exercise. You have a goal, and maybe the goal is I want to get into a relationship. Or maybe the goal is I want to have a better job. Or maybe the goal is I want to have a better social circle, friend group. I want to start doing cooler things, more fun things. The thing is, you are going to absolutely self-sabotage getting that thing. You're going to self-sabotage getting that thing because you don't think that you're worth that thing. So whenever there is a person that maybe you're attracted to, maybe if there's a friend group that you want to join, a social circle, whatever, your beliefs about yourself are going to literally continue to play back in your mind being like, no, you're not good enough. You can't have that. No, you're not good enough. No, you're not good enough. Even though you want to, you don't believe you can. And so you will always keep fulfilling this self-sabotage cycle. Now, let's say you actually get it. You actually get what it is that you're searching for right now. Some miracle happens and you get it. What's going to happen when you get it? Really think about this. What's going to happen if you actually got it? You would be terrified of losing it. The fear of losing it might even be greater of a feeling than the anxiety gives you of not having it right now. Why? It's because of attachment. So the big, I guess, communication skill that I want to get across in this video is the actual attachment that you have. Freedom from outcome is the greatest social skill that you could ever develop, because when you have freedom from outcome, that's paradoxically when you get everything. When you don't need anything is when you get it. So this is going to be a small little example here. Do you ever notice, so I'm living in LA right now. Do you ever notice how you see all these celebrities and they just continue, like the people that don't need free shit continue to get free shit. People send them clothing, people send them deals, people send them everything, and they don't really need it, right? The little guy, right? The person that doesn't have all this money, doesn't have all this fame and this power and this status, they really need shit all the time, right? However, all these celebrities are getting all this free stuff. So equate that now to how you feel. You continue to feel like, I need things. I need this. I need this. I need this relationship. I need this connection with people. I need X, Y, and Z. And the reason that you need it is why you're not going to get it. You're stuck in that paradigm of neediness. You're stuck in that paradigm of lack. Once you can get out of that and have the paradigm of abundance, that you really don't need anything, what ends up happening, especially when you're interacting with people, is they can see that and you start getting things. You start having the connections that you want to have because you don't need them. Okay, and so the podcast that you probably just watched to come into this Facebook group to get this communication video, it's probably not what you were expecting. Not at all, probably. And the reason is because I've been doing coaching with this for the past, it's 2023 now, so 4 years at least. And I've been coaching people on how to actually overcome social anxiety, how to start feeling better. The key is not information, learning more and more information, doing more and more practice. The key is creating a completely new identity for yourself. It's not just going on YouTube all the time and trying to learn more and more shit, more and more information. It's about transformation. And it's about having an exact outline on how to get there, on how to create a new identity for yourself, how to enter into this new paradigm, create new beliefs and a new self-image. Because once that's done, it's a domino effect. Everything else follows. Once this is done, and you just start waking up with pure presence, with pure happiness, with pure joy, pure bliss. Like the way that I like to equate it to is I feel like everything's kind of like a comedy now. You're able to laugh at things. You're non-defensive. You're non-reactive, right? Social situations that used to make you react now have no effect on you. Okay, it's like, I like to use this example. Sorry to the people that have blue hair. You're going to understand in a second. Let's say right now I went up to you and I'm like, yo, dude, I hate your blue hair. Your blue hair sucks. You watching this video right now, you're probably like confused. You're like, what do you mean? You wouldn't respond in insecurity. You wouldn't respond with anxiety. You wouldn't be defensive about it. You wouldn't be like, no, my blue hair, it's so cool. My blue hair is sick. It's awesome. I swear. Like my blue hair. No, you don't give a shit because you don't have blue hair. The same is true when you enter into a social interaction. Right now, you're seeing things from a lens that is skewed. It's completely biased. Your perceptions are out of whack. They're so out of whack. It's like you're living in a fucking dream right now. And so once these beliefs are now curated, if somebody says something to you, someone says things like, oh, why are you being so quiet? If somebody like does something to you that you would normally respond in defensiveness with your nature, it's like, yeah, what's up, dude? That's fine. Someone says, I hate your blue hair. Yeah, okay, cool. That's fine. Because you believe so strongly that your hair is amazing, that everybody likes it. And so this is the state that we have to get in. It's getting away from trying to do all this practice with social skills and I need to be this person. The only thing you need to be is you. The only thing you need to be is there, is present. That's it. That's good enough. When you believe that you are good enough, other people see that too. Okay, you're relaying this information to the entire world. So, create new beliefs, actionable steps right now. You can read the description that I have to talk about the actual communication skills that I see people who struggle with social anxiety, join my coaching program, and now are out of the other end. And now you can see the clear as day difference of the way that they communicate, of their entire personality. These are the personality traits. I put it in the description. These are the personality traits that people have now developed. And it's not from years and years of practice. It's from creating new beliefs. It's from mapping that out. So read it, see if you relate to it, see if you can start to feel into that energy. Okay, that's one of the real secrets to life. That's one of the things we talk about in our program. It's embodying the feelings of the wish fulfilled. What would it feel like if you were already there? It's a future presence. What would it feel like if you were already the person? Give yourself permission to feel that way now. Disregard the current reality that you're living in or that you're seeing. Disregard the experiences that you've had and create an identity in your mind first of what it feels like to be living your perfect reality. Create that now. And then once you're feeling like that, once you feel all that gratitude and how lucky you would be to be in this state, to have this reality, this life, this happiness, like feel into that. You can do that right now. This doesn't take, you don't need outside experience to feel this way. You can feel this way about yourself right now. And once you feel that way about yourself, even if for a brief moment, imagine how you'd be able to communicate in social situations. You'd be the person that you've always wanted to be, purely authentic. And so that's where we're trying to get to. If you want to map on exactly how to do so, then DM me. Let me know if you're interested in my coaching program. You can DM me Remedy, and we can jump on the phone, talk about it, and see if this is really the right fit for you. I know right now, the position that you're probably in, I know this video might not be what you want to hear, but trust me, it is what needs to be done. And it's so much easier. And it happens so much more fast. So hope you enjoyed. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.